So I've been, talking around to a few people and just kind of looking at the roster. And, over the last couple days, I've just been looking at like, okay, let's start figuring out what this 53-man roster might look like. And I kind of want to talk about some of the guys that I think could be on the bubble just after, seeing some of these practices and talking to some people that I trust. And so I got 5 veterans I think that really kind of stand out to me as could be, camp casualties after we leave Oxnard. Okay. And so the first one I got for you is Terrell Basham, the defensive end. And, you've got DeMarcus Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, Sam Williams. That's 5. And then you've got Micah Parsons, who frequently functions as a pass rusher. That's 6. And so that's a really heavy pass rush group. If you were to move on from Terrell Basham, you'd save just under $2 million off the cap. And so there's a savings to be had there. He was good at times last year, but I think frequently you saw him get washed in situations, and he wasn't nearly consistent enough. And so I think Terrell Basham could be one of these guys that could be a potential veteran cut. Another one, Noah Brown, which I got to be honest, I know there are big Noah Brown fans out there. I am stunned that we're here in year 6 and Noah Brown is still a Cowboy. Like, it feels very Jameel Showers-like. I mean, not to the extent that, Jameel Showers just never even got on the field, but Noah Brown, I'm just stunned that he's on contract number 3 here. But he
doesn't
Lamb.
Produce enough. He doesn't help you win when he gets his opportunities.
Yeah. No, and he runs a 4.9 or whatever he runs. I don't understand. He doesn't get separation. It's not like he's got great hands. I mean, they're okay. He blocks. That's about all he does.
I think that's what the thing is, Bobby. He doesn't cost you a bunch of money, and he could fill in at all the spots that they say. And he's one of those guys that special teams coaches like, because they like to use wide receivers that are big-bodied guys. And that's kind of what his thing is.
Well, and that's the thing. You got 2 younger guys who are also big-bodied guys there. Because you got Lamb, Gallup, Tolbert, Washington. That's 4. Yeah. And then if you're keeping 5 or 6 receivers, Simi Fehoko was a 5th-round pick last year. He was starting to come on at the end of minicamp. And TJ Vasher had a pretty solid couple practices, and those are both really big receivers who I think have a chance to get these last couple spots over Noah Brown. I'm not saying it's a certainty Noah Brown would go, but I think he's definitely in some jeopardy here. Another
Wouldn't
one
kill you.
No, I don't think at all. No,
it'd be great for me because I'm always getting Noah Brown and CeeDee Lamb confused when they're like running around. I'm like, wait, did CeeDee Lamb just drop the ball? And it's like, oh, it's Noah Brown. I think I view CeeDee Lamb worse because I have Noah Brown sitting there, and I'm like, wait,
because the hair.
Yeah, and then the numbers are so close to being the same.
No. The worst was Noah and Dez because they were built exactly the same. And then that 85 and 88, that one was such a pain to try and figure out. Like, okay, wait, who was that? Was that Noah or Dez? Like during practices and such. I think another one here, Jeremy Sprinkle. And that's a guy that I think they liked and they wanted to bring back, and he's here and he's competing. And I would still say he's likely to make the team, but they really like Peyton Hendershot, the undrafted free agent out of Indiana. Ian Bunting, I think, has some fans in the building. He had been on the practice squad last year. So while I'd probably give the edge to Sprinkle right now over those 2, he's going to have to actually win his spot. Like, I don't think Jeremy Sprinkle's guaranteed to be here. Another one, and this would probably be the biggest, most notable one for a lot of people, and that's Tristan Hill. And, I mean, things have just not clicked here. This is year 4 now, and injury and maturity issues plagued him pretty much from day 1 here. And, his sponsor here initially when he got here was Rod Marinelli, and that was a coach who gave up on Tristan Hill even before his rookie season was done. And so consistently you found people who have liked the package, the skill set there with Tristan Hill, and eventually have just gone, I can't make it work.
Especially because, and Brian brought this up earlier, if Chauncey Gardner's moving inside to defensive tackle, you're looking at a numbers game right there, and Tristan Hill would clearly be the guy who you'd want to invest in the least at this point between the 4 of them.
Yeah, for sure, because Golston inside, then you've got Ridgeway, Bohanna, you've got Odigizua, you've got Carlos Watkins, who has inside-outside flexibility. So yeah, I mean, you are looking at that numbers game there, and it's for a guy that you've been very frustrated with. This is 2 coaching staffs now that have been frustrated with his maturity, and it's it's tough if you're not performing on the field. And then the last one, and this is only very technically a veteran, but that's Josh Ball, and that's just because Josh Ball's been a bad football player since he got here. There's just, you haven't seen anything, I don't think, at these practices the last couple of years that gives you confidence in him. He just has not looked good at all. Matt Walletsko has already surpassed him in the pecking order.
And a horrible background. You know, I don't want to be patient with guys like this. It was a horrible idea to even bring him in.
Bad background, bad practices, bad, weight room habits. It's just all been negative. And so I think with, Matt Walletsko already kind of surpassing him at this point, and I actually think Aviant Collins looked better than him at these practices, the fifth-year veteran out of TCU who played a little bit for Minnesota and was here last year on the practice squad. I think he's looked better at practices than Josh Ball. And so if we're looking at guys of like, okay, as we head to Oxnard, who are some of these, veterans that could be on the bubble, I think those are 5 to remember: Terrell, Basham, Noah Brown, Jeremy Sprinkle, Tristan Hill, and Josh Ball.
Bobby, I threw out there, and I asked the guys this, and maybe we see it in Oxnard, if in fact that we see, if Connor Mcgovern becomes the starter at left guard, and it's not Smith, would you consider playing Tyler Smith or having him compete with at right tackle there with Terrence Steele?
Well, I would love for Tyler Smith to win the job, just because I don't want to have to do the Joe Madden style mohawk I promised last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. But
I'm really crossing my fingers for that.
Yeah, I know you are. Everybody's going to be rooting for Connor Mcgovern now. No, I wouldn't. I mean, they've been very, very clear about left side player, left side player, left side player. And I think they believe in the work that Terrence Steele has put in and the growth that they've seen there. And I think they think he's looking better right now even than last year. I think they do believe he's making even more progress this year. So I feel like Terrence Steele's job is safe, and Tyron Smith's is obviously safe. But they clearly, with the way they were practicing Tyler Smith at left guard and, getting him some first team reps at left tackle, they know that Tyron Smith is a ticking time bomb. And that could be a spot that they need filled at any given moment. And so they want Tyler Smith to be prepared for that. But again, I would still be really, really shocked if Tyler Smith isn't your starting left guard week 1.